Yeah, he said good luck. He lies. He lies.
We're on a team. You said it.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Happy Cardboard. I'm Edward.
I'm Kyle.
Director Kyle.
I am in the director's chair.
Yes.
For this B movie.
Yeah. So, Final Girl. Designed by AJ Porfirio.
It's on the box. Hold on.
It's AJ. I know AJ. I can't.
AJ Porfirio.
Thank you.
Evan Derrick.
Yes, and Evan Derrick. So, published by Van Ryder Games. Also, by the way, if anybody wants a medium-sized Final Girl t-shirt, Derek, has offered one up. So, because Derek works for Van Ryder a lot at conventions.
I've tried to get one, it didn't fit. Surprisingly, it didn't fit.
It fit on one arm for him.
I think it would fit around my thigh.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Derek, Kyle. All right, so Final Girl. I'm excited about this because, it's a trope, but it's a game I've heard a lot about. I've never, for some reason, have never gotten into the solo on this, and I don't own it. You do. You own a giant box behind his head. It is giant.
It holds all of Series 1. I have the storage solution and the special edition with the playmats and everything for Series 1, and I own a lot of Series 2. So.
We'll show you all that at the end if we remember. But I've never played it. He has given me basically an overview of what it is.
A brief mechanical overview, but this is a very thematic game, so it doesn't matter at all.
So we're playing Friday the 13th.
Yep.
I don't know what part in Friday the 13th, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited. So he's directed. We're teaming. He's not. He wants the story. Whatever tells the best story.
I always play with the rule of the best story.
I mean, if y'all have watched Oath and Arcs. Oh, speaking of which, tomorrow it's rugby season for this guy.
It's final week of my season tomorrow. If we win
and go into the playoffs, lose and go home.
Lose and Arc season or Oath season 2 keeps coming.
Yeah, there you go. So, are you pulling for him to win in the rugby game tomorrow? I am genuinely. All right. So that said, you ready to run me through this and teach people? All right. I know. How many of y'all at home have played Final Girl? Apparently, Carla played it and got rid of it. So there's that. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's go. Let's get into it. By the way, there's playmats. This is part of the deluxe stuff here. You don't need all this, but it sure does look pretty and keeps it all nice and tidy.
Yeah, if you don't have the playmats, basically you're going to have a small board about this size that is the Final Girls area, and then it has table space around it designated for cards and stuff, but through circumstance, I have the very fancy version with the playmats.
There you go.
So...
All right, so welcome to Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Crystal Lake, which, by the way, for those that don't know, here in the northwest area of Boston, near Wakefield and stuff, we have a Crystal Lake. Can't help but think, I am conditioned.
What's in there?
Crystal Lake.
What's in there?
Jason Voorhees is in there, or Hans the Butcher. Anyway, go ahead.
So we're playing from Series 1. We're playing Hans the Butcher.
The basic.
At Camp Happy Trails with Lori. We are playing the fundamental version because Edward has never played. And I'm trying to give him a shot at survival, though I think Hans is actually pretty brutal. I'm not going to
look at the dude.
I'm not going to read the whole lore intro for both of these, but I like the closer for the Camp Happy Trails flavor text, which is hot dog summers at Camp Happy Trails are really to die for.
Yeah.
So, what do we have? I'm doing my best, Edward. Right?
No, teach how you teach. Do you?
So, Final Girl is a super thematic solo game. We're obviously going to duo it, where you play the titular Final Girl in the movie. You are the last person alive with a brain, effectively. There are other victims, literally capital V victims, on the board, who you could save. It's loosely beneficial for you to save, but maybe they just get in the way.
Bullet sponges or sledgehammer sponges.
Sledgehammer sponges.
Right, yeah. Hans is misunderstood.
Hans. What is the quote? There's always a wet crunching sounds from underneath his pig mask. I think he's misunderstood. He just loves granola.
Okay. He drives a Subaru and
he lives at Camp Happy Trails and loves granola. The game, you are the final girl. The game ends only one of two ways. You kill Hans, or the killer kills you. There are a couple other weird clocks in the game, a deck of tarot cards, event cards. You will play until one of the two stars of the movie is dead. Nothing else matters. We'll play a sequence of turns until that occurs. Each turn has 5 phases. First phase is where you go. It's the action phase. The final girl has a hand of cards, action cards. You start with 6 that are all pretty basic, the 0 cost cards, as you'll hear me call them. You can play as many as you want. Every time you decide to play one, for the most part, every card will require you to make a horror roll. You check where the current horror level, where the little secondary killer meeple is.
Yep.
And you check, hey, how many dice do I get? And that is at the base. You can get more or less depending on other game effects. You roll that many dice. And for example, if you want to walk, if you get 2 stars, you resolve that effect. If you get 1 star, you resolve that effect. And if you get no stars, you resolve either that effect or the bottom effect. In this shot, you can see the dice. The dice have 2 faces that are blanks, boo-hoo. 2 faces that are stars, successes, great. And 2 faces that are, you may discard 2 cards from your hand, taking no effect on no other benefit other than to flip that to a star. How badly do you need this action? Are you willing to give something else up to get it? After you roll the dice and you're happy with the result, or probably more likely unhappy with the result, you resolve the card, whatever effect is here, from left to right, and then you go again. And you continue to play cards until either you're out of cards and have nothing else to do, you completely run out of time, not 0, you are well and truly cooked, you have no time left available to you, or you decide to stop. You could keep some cards in hand, or you could discard those cards. Each card you discard is worth a time, to allow you to then, in the next phase, planning, buy cards from the card market. This game relies on the dice to input randomness, but the cards, you're not drawing from a deck, you're not going to say, oh, I need to do this thing, I hope I draw the card. No, you want to sprint, spend 2 time, buy the sprint. You want to defend yourself, buy 2 time and buy a guard. It's up to you. You're choosing the actions you want to take. They each have a cost printed in the bottom corner, which costs you your remaining time. Once you've spent all your time or you're happy with your purchases, this will reset to 6 for the kind of the next go through of the rounds. All the cards you played in the prior round are returned to the tableau. You can't play a card and then immediately buy it back.
So, for instance, if I were to play this walk, it's a 0 cost over here.
Yeah.
It has a cooldown of 1 turn.
Yeah. It will. You'll buy cards, and then all the cards you played in that turn will slide over into the market. So you can't just cycle the 0 cost cards endlessly.
So if I play, so just to be clear, if I purchase the search card and I play it, it goes back into this, or does it go into that pile?
When you,
I purchase it.
It's in your hand.
Right, it's in my hand. I play it.
It stays here until you're done purchasing.
Right.
And then it goes back to here.
Okay.
This spot's only for the 0.
Only for the 0, so I would have to repurchase it.
As you play cards, you'll pile them up in this little area.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Okay. So you get to go. You get to take actions. Then maybe you come up with a clever plan. You, the final girl. And then the killer goes. The killer phase has 2 steps. First, you resolve the killer action, which Hans starts as simply as killers do. He picks a target, in this case either a victim or the final girl, whoever's closer, and he stabs. He just swings the hammer.
So that icon is me, so the final girl,
or victim,
which is the little meeple.
And if it's the shared icon, it tells you to whichever's closest, and then if you're tied, he's going after the victims. He wants to kill people.
Okay, cool.
And I think in his brain he knows that you're the threat. So he's going to go clean up the trash first. However, he does not move in this particular killer action. He simply targets and attacks. If he's in a space with people, Han's pretty slow, but pretty powerful. He'll crush someone if they're within arm's reach. So in this case,
crunching noises
and the crunching noise, the granola, yeah.
Right, yeah.
He'll target and attack.
Okay.
That's step 1. Step 2, we're going to flip a terror card. So this deck of cards is comprised of things that are specific to Hans and things that are specific to, I almost said Crystal Lake, Camp Hackett, which is kind of one of the hallmarks of Final Girl. You can mix together the killers and the locations in any way. You could play with Hans on the spaceship from Season 2 and have Jason X.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to flip a card from here, and it will tell us to do something. I gave Edward some examples that are not in place, so he knows what to expect, but I have no idea what's in there.
I do not either.
The killer will probably move. He'll probably attack. The horror level might change. We might see a fun event card. New victims could enter the board.
Fine.
Anything could happen.
Yep.
Then we go to step 4, if required. Step 4 is the panic phase. If anybody at all died on the board this turn, and there are victims with the killer, those victims... Finally, their one brain cell sparks to life, and they run. Or not. Scatter! They try to run away from the killer, which is good, because, especially with Hans, he's quite slow, but also annoying, because they might run someplace that is less convenient for us.
Right.
that might or might not be required. We'll just need to remember to do it. And then finally is upkeep, which is just we check to see if we're in the finale of the movie. So when these 10 cards are exhausted, we're in the finale. He gets a special power.
Boo.
And at that point, you can rearrange your items. So throughout the course of the game, you might pick up some items. Whenever you pick up an item, this is a rule for you. It's a little specific.
Right, yeah.
Whenever you pick up an item, you can rearrange all your items, either in your hand or not.
Okay.
And then during upkeep, then you rearrange. In the middle of a turn, you don't rearrange.
Okay.
If you're holding your baseball bat, and you really need your first aid kit, you gotta wait, or you gotta go pick something else up.
Okay, got it. Okay. That's it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of talk through some more of the specifics. I can answer Edward's questions about the cards here, but for the most part, you are trying to kill Hans. It is a benefit to you to maybe save some victims. You get some benefits on Lori.
Right, yeah.
If you save 6 victims, you're going to ultimately maybe get some bonus time, get some health back, and then as soon as you save that many victims, you flip the card over and you get a bonus power, which I think for her is just more damage, which against Hans is pretty good.
Okay, got it. All right.
That's rough and ready, but
I think
we'll talk
that works.
specifics as we get into it.
Yeah, that works. Oh, one other thing I was going to show y'all, just because, I mean, you got the plastic dolls.
Oh, yeah. So, I... Bless my mother-in-law. For Christmas, she gave me a fair amount of money to a local game store, Battlegrounds, which I really enjoy.
Yep.
And I didn't really know what to do with it. And it was, COVID, a lot of solo games going on. I said, I'm just going to buy a bunch of Final Girl. I'm going to go there. And I went in, and they had the special edition big box, the storage solution for all of Season 1 with the playmats, with the bonus feature stuff, and the extra boxes. And I said, what the hell? So I bought it. I have all of the minis from Season 1, as well as the Terror Below, or the Terror Above vignette that's based on The Birds by Hitchcock. The minis are great. We're not going to play with them today because you just wouldn't be able to see them
Right,
on camera.
top down. Right.
But,
all right.
They're fun, and I love my little plastic dolls as a Warhammer player.
There you go. On that note, place your bets. Who's going to win, Hans or Lori?
No. Who's going to die? I'm joking. Well, I am going to try to be helpful, but if anybody comes in here and say, "Oh, Final Girl, I love Final Girl," there's a lot of people out there who are very good at this game. None of them are in this room. None of them. But you
don't know. I could be a savant.
Listen, I texted this to you yesterday, and I mean it. Good news and bad news about this game. It's not going to be 7 hours. You get to rest after Stressbotics. I'm going to teach you. Look at you.
This was glorious, let me tell you.
And we get to work together.
Yeah.
You have a buddy. The bad news is we're probably going to lose.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It makes for good TV.
It's fun. And again, like you said, anyone who knows me knows I love a game that tells a good story. So, 2 final things before we start. 1, we have some final setup, which Edward doesn't know what it's going to be.
Nope.
And 2, I'd like you to pick, as you're the player,
sure,
how do you want to resolve game ambiguity?
Okay. What, I have options? Okay, hit me.
So there's some times in the game, primarily when the killer would need to choose 2 paths, where they're going to walk to get to their next kill.
Okay.
Right? How do you decide? There are 3 choices. There's the
All I know is he walks and I run and he still ends up in front of me. I don't get it. Okay.
Hans teleports too.
Yeah.
He just shows up. You could choose the rule of infinite evil, which is resolve it in the way that is the worst for you. Always.
Okay.
If him walking this way would get in your way and be bad,
it's the Aegis theme rule.
Yeah,
all right, got it.
Right, yeah, round against yourself.
Right.
The rule of abject realism. What is in real life, if this was happening, if there was a psychopath out there murdering teenagers, what would he actually do? What would actually happen within the bounds of reality?
Okay.
Or the one I usually do, which I twisted a little bit, but it's the rule of never-ending hilarity.
Okay.
Which is that would produce the funniest, or I generally read as the most thematic outcome. Which, if this is truly a horror movie, which camera shot in your mind would be the best?
The obvious answer is the last one.
I think it provides in a game that's this tough, and also you're playing by yourself. I play this, put in a little lo-fi music, I'll crack a beer, I'll play 2 rounds of this, die, have a great time.
Okay.
Tell a good story.
Carlos says, I like games with high thematic integration, but as someone who hides during the scary parts of movies, it was too much for me. That's fair. This was interesting for me to learn today.
I just don't like scary movies. I don't.
You don't like scary things.
It's not that it's like, oh my god, I'm so afraid. I just don't like the idea of running my anxiety high for kicks. I have enough of that in my life. I don't need it in my moments of like pleasure, things that I'm enjoying. I don't like roller coasters really. I don't like scary movies or like suspense movies. I can watch them. I'm not like afraid of a scary monster. I'll get a jump scare, but like it just doesn't do it for me. I want those emotions to be genuine because they're unpleasant, and I want to be better at handling them as opposed to I feel like I'm gonna die every day of my life, and that's the best. I don't know. I don't really like horror movies, but I love this game.
Fair enough.
All right. So we've chosen that, and the final thing is 2 steps of setup. We're going to flip the setup card, which are specific to the map we're playing. It's going to seed the board with the killer, us, and some victims.
Okay.
And we're going to flip a starting event. First up, though.
Yeah, go ahead. Just right there. All right, what do we got?
We're playing Capture the Flag.
Okay.
So at summer camp, we are currently looks like split up into 2 teams of 5 to play Capture the Flag, with us and the killer kind of split down the middle. So looking at this, Hans is going to start down here by the docks.
Okay.
We're going to start out alone at makeout point.
Sad
For us.
And then 2, 2, 2, 2,
Yeah.
1.
So the card will just tell you where it wants victims to be. The distribution can change the game state, especially given the killer, right? Hans is fairly slow, but if he catches people, they're going to die, so maybe spread out is better. Maybe it makes it a more interesting or different game. I know that there's a setup card for this that's the bonfire, and I think 6 or 7 of them start in this spot. Okay. And he starts here.
Okay.
So the setup card can really change how the game's going to, at least in the beginning, play.
Okay.
So we are set up for Capture the Flag.
All right.
Now we need to flip the starting event. So these are generally random. Well, they are random, but they're rule breakers.
Okay.
Universal. We have Dark Waters.
Okay.
It says, if you go for a swim, you ain't ever coming back.
I mean, Jason's chilling in there, right?
Place the Dark Waters token in the lake.
Okay.
All victims in the lake, if there are any at this point in time, are killed.
Oh, like so
if we had had any there in setup, they would have just died immediately.
Wow. What is this? The Blob? Like, okay, all right.
Whenever victims enters the lake, if they were to perhaps panic in there, or if we were to accidentally lead them in there, they just die. The lake is dark and murky, and who knows what's underneath the surface.
Okay. All right. So that's a thing that happened.
Yeah, okay. And you put a reminder token on the lake, so now we know water bad. We can go in and out, and the killer can go in and out, but victims, they're going to die.
Okay. There we go. All right. Right. So, place your bets. Who you got, y'all, at home? Do you have Lori or Hans? And if I were to lay odds, I'd give Lori, she'd be like plus 250.
You're generous.
You think it should be higher?
I think you should take your turn, because we're now into the action phase.
Okay, all right. So, so my hand. So I have walk. So I can move. Okay. So what am I trying to do?
Ultimately kill Hans.
Right.
To get there,
right,
you're going to want to save victims to get the special benefits.
Okay.
You might want to come get some items, and we are playing with Laurie's special item. Her bow is somewhere seated in the deck. I made sure it was in there.
Okay.
Maybe come get some items that provide defense.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at these.
Sure.
Then. Okay. All right.
It's a good spread, actually. These were random.
Okay.
The trash can lid, you hold it in one hand, and it has 3 uses to ignore damage you take. 1 damage. You put up the trash can lid and you defend yourself.
Okay. By the way, so that's the marker.
They are. I think I might in this copy replace that with a miniature, like a couple mini D6s. Yeah. I have a couple ones that are very small.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like
and just roll it down until it's because the little lozenges, the little Tic Tacs are not the best.
All right.
So we have the trash can lid for defense.
Okay, and that is in the utility shed.
Which
is... utility shed is there. Okay, so that's 3 spaces away from me.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Okay.
There, we'll come back to the map. There's an offensive card, the aluminum bat. It is a melee weapon. The top number here is its range. So range of 0 is you have to be in the spot.
Yeah, melee. Sure.
Whatever attack card you play with it, it adds an additional damage. So if you were to do 1 with the card, you would do another 1 because of the bat.
Okay.
It takes 2 hands to hold, so you can't have the bat and the trash can.
Okay.
The bat
yeah, sure.
Or the trash can. And this, I believe this has an effect that says if the killer has a dark power, which they might gain new abilities throughout the course of the game, and you deal damage with it, you bonk the dark power right out of them.
Oh.
It's a good way to get rid of dark powers, which we don't know if we're going to get one. We might.
Okay, and that's in the cabins.
Which is, unfortunately, pretty far. The makeout point is a point. No connection, no connection.
Oh! I'm glad you pointed that out. No pun intended. Okay. So there's no connection between makeout point and the cabins. Nope. Oh, so it's got to have those little white lines in it.
Yep.
Okay, and...
What, you think makeout point was going to be a well-connected, well-known, traveled area? No, makeout point is a very private space.
Okay. And I assume I cannot go into the water.
Can.
Oh, I can.
The victims cannot.
Okay.
The killer can too. He doesn't care. The water's dangerous because of him.
Okay, fair enough.
And then the final item, which is down in the docks, which is down by Hans,
okay,
is the map.
Yes.
The map only goes in your backpack. You don't need to hold it.
Okay.
The map basically says during your turn or in the action phase, you can discard it for each of these decks. If the top-down card is face down, reveal it. And if the top card is face up, you may remove it from the game and reveal the next card. It lets you mill the items a little bit. If you hate these, the map is a good way to say, well, I'm not going to need that. Let's see the next card. I want to know what's here. Let's flip that card.
I actually like those items, though. So.
They're pretty good. I wish this was one-handed for you, so you could be
right.
But
a little sword and board action.
And again, Lori's bow is in here somewhere. I made sure it was seated in the Dexter special item that you get if you survive a game with her. So I have one at least once with Lori.
Okay. So at least this helps give me a little bit of direction. Yep. So I have 2 walk cards. Literally just move to locations.
Move a little bit.
A weak attack. I'm not going to worry about that for right now because we're nowhere near each other right now. Focus.
Which is for reducing the horror level.
Okay. And not really a priority right now. And a short rest. Are you allowed to go over your base of 5 health?
No.
Okay. So right now, these boots are made for walking. So, okay.
All right, so... Put the card down into the play area.
Okay, done. And I am here.
Yep.
So I'm rolling 2 bones.
2 bones.
Okay. Looking for at least 1 heart. Or 1 star.
You'll always get to move on the walk card. But if you get no successes, you trip and scrape your knee, you run into a branch and it cuts your arm. I told this to him, I prepped him, and I said, the game is a B horror movie. Sometimes all you need to do is go 1 space. That might even mean winning the game. But it's a B horror movie. The person you're dragging along is clinging and holding on to you. You fall and scrape your knee, or you have to go hide behind the wall of chainsaws, whatever it is. Right. Sometimes
we get in the running car?
Right. Sometimes you just can't do what you want to do. Okay. It's part of the frustration, but I lean into it. It's funny. Speaking of the frustration...
here you go. Case in point. All right, so
you alone at Makeout Point, alone. You know Capture the Flag is going on. Why are you there? Maybe you're in tears. What do you choose to do? You know the killer's coming.
All right, so I tried to walk, but instead, I move up to 1 space. I take 1 damage.
Yep.
So I twisted my ankle.
Yeah, you sprinting away from heartbreak at Makeout Point, and you twist your ankle.
Okay, so move 1.
Yep.
Done. Lose that.
Put it in the pool. Yeah, right there.
There. And then I lose 2 times.
So time does represent kind of nebulously how much you have time to do during your action, but it's also going to be the currency with which you buy more cards. So you can get a lot done in a turn, but if you finish with 0 time, you're not going to do anything next turn because you have no cards in hand.
Fair. So, how do you pick up actual items?
You play the search card.
Okay.
So you're not going to be, even if you got here somehow.
I couldn't pick it up.
I know. You couldn't pick it up.
Okay.
You need to have at least 2 to buy this search card, which when you want to play it, we'll talk about.
Okay. We're going to go walking again.
We're walking again. You pick yourself up. Wipe the tears away from Makeout Point. There we go. So, 1 success automatically, and then this symbol means you can discard 2 cards, any 2 cards in your hand. They go away. You're not going to get to play them, and you can get 2 successes.
You know what? I think I will. I will discard the short rest and the weak attack, which is effectively just play them, right?
Yeah, they go away.
All right, so that's 2 movement, and we'll go 1, 2.
No connection. You are here.
What?
Look. No
Oh, you are correct. I
Nope.
see it. It's not very utilitarian of a location.
Yeah, but it's a summer camp. And they put it away in the woods. They try to hide it with a
fine.
fake hedge. Come on.
All right.
You've been to a campground.
Okay. So
And you lose 1 time for moving.
Oh, I do.
Yep.
Okay.
When you discard cards for that, just tuck them under. That way you can still see the resolution
that
of
makes
the top
sense.
card.
Yeah. Okay.
Pro
All right.
tip.
All right.
So currently you have 3 time left. You could try to focus or not. You could also discard 1 card to get 1 time if you wanted to build up your reserves, or you could just stop and say, "I'm going to take my leftover time."
Could I discard 2 cards?
Yeah, and get 2 time. Absolutely.
And that would get me up to 5?
Yes, sir.
So focus would get me potentially 2 time.
If you hit it, or
I just do that, and we're back up to 5 time.
5 time.
And done.
Yep.
So now I'm going to go shopping.
So that's the end of the action phase. You're now into the planning phase.
Okay.
First thing you do is purchase cards. You got 5 time, and you tick
All
them
right,
down.
so all these cards effectively go right there,
But
right?
you just can't buy them this turn.
Right.
They are in your like the played cards for this
Yeah,
turn.
so like that, but I'm getting all of them back because they're all 0 cost.
Not this turn.
right?
Not this turn. Next turn, right now, you have nothing. That's what I was trying to say. It's a 1 turn cooldown on those cards.
Oh, I don't get. Oh,
Don't. You
okay. I reserve the right to take those 2 cards back.
I think it's still maybe not a bad idea to pitch one of them to get yourself to 4. Maybe buy yourself a sprint so you can move. Maybe buy yourself a search so you can come up here and get the trash can.
Okay,
Or
all
you
right.
can take a book back
So
at 3.
let me go through these. I haven't even looked at them. Okay, guard. I hopefully don't need to worry about defending myself quite yet. Sprinting. So that seems like a pretty good idea. Moving a lot quickly. Searching. Take up to 2 item cards at your space. Oh,
So the way searching works,
yeah.
depending on how well you roll,
Okay.
you could either end up just taking what's on top,
Okay.
which may or may not be face up or face down. You could end up taking 2, observing them both, keeping 1, and either putting one of them back on top or bottom decking the other one.
Okay, so depending on what I prefer.
It just depends on how well you roll and what you prefer from the item cards if you do well.
Okay, take the top item. Got it.
Yep.
Take the top item and Jason, Hans. What is the 2 that is?
You increase the mask as the horror goes up. by
Gotcha,
that
the
amount.
horror goes up. Okay, improvise. Until this action phase ends.
So your whole
Oh.
turn,
3, 4, so roll 3 or higher.
and it's a star.
Okay,
The
that's
dice effectively become 4 stars and 2 blanks.
okay.
If you hit it. Or it could be for the next roll if you only do kind of okay.
Okay. And distraction. So
Lower
lower the horror.
It's really good lower the horror cards. Basically a better version of your focus card.
Okay. So
These are the expensive ones. There's only 1 copy of these. The top row, there's 2 copies of each.
okay. So planning for the next horror roll, get 3 extra dice.
Yes.
On top of anything that you would
Yep.
roll.
Yep.
Okay. And I assume you can't use that in lieu of rolling.
No, you play that
No,
card.
no, or like getting extra dice is I get. Well, no,
It's all
yeah,
additive.
you always get. Yeah,
All-
okay, never mind.
If you're
Right.
here and you're rolling 3, and then you
so
play
the-
that and you roll 2, or you roll an extra
Right.
3, and then maybe you're on your final health, you roll it. You could roll a lot of dice in this game.
Okay. Are you capped at the 6 dice?
Nope.
Okay.
If you go over, you just re-roll a few of
Roll
them.
a couple. Okay. John says after rolling your ankle, not sure sprinting's your strong suit. That is.
I think
fair
you're
point.
really overlooking the heartbreak of being alone at makeout point.
I'm
closer to being a
crestfallen.
teenager, so
That is true. That was basically last week for you.
I know.
Retaliate. So all attacks or all damage from attack.
And you hit back. So retaliate's an
Oh.
upgraded guard. So if you in the 2 blue background cards, you play on Hansa's turns, their reactions.
Okay.
When he swings at you and you cap out I retaliate, and you get 2 or more successes, all this damage he's going to do to you is zeroed, and then you hit him back.
Nice. Okay. Furious strike. Pretty straightforward.
It's an attack. If you do poorly on it, it won't go well for you.
Take a nap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Long rest. Imagine a long rest.
And a critical blow. All right. Well, search is clearly one of the things, so that's going to drop us down to 3 there. The fact that I still need to move.
So you could buy, the only buyable movement card is a sprint. Otherwise, you have a walk.
Well, I don't have a walk because I use them both.
Exactly.
This
So
turn.
if you want to move next turn, you need a sprint.
Oh, God. All right. Fine.
And that puts you down to
1 or 0 if I had kept one of the focus.
exactly.
Play after any horror roll to re-roll any one die.
Or spend a little bit of time to re-roll, basically re-roll the whole.
I will have kept a focus instead, so I'm actually at 0.
Okay.
So my next turn consists of
Trying to
those
focus,
cards.
running, grabbing.
Yeah.
All right, so after you're done buying,
Yep.
you reset your time to 6,
Okay.
and then all the cards you played last turn, so all those 0 costs
Yep.
you played or discarded or anything,
Then move
they
on.
hit the market, so next turn, after you take your actions, you can get them back.
Oh boy.
And now
Okay.
it's killer phase.
All right.
Hans, slow and steady wins the murder. His killer action, first thing you do, run down the killer action. He's going to target the final girl or the victim. And because he doesn't moving, he's looking in his space.
Nobody.
Well, there's nobody, so he swings and a miss.
Okay.
Good try.
Okay.
Now we're going to see a terror card.
All right.
This is step 2 of the killer phase.
All right.
Oh, it's a fun one.
Let's go see if the rumors are true.
Place 2 new victims in the space where the killer started the game. Well, he's still currently there, but hey, these people see the light of the bonfire. They're hiking in the woods. They go to a different school. They weren't at the same summer camp as us. And they're just going to pop up. Usually victims will not move into the killer space if they're following you. They will not follow you into the space with the killer.
Right.
But these people just pop up. They don't know what they're running into.
Maybe they were at a other makeout point. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, the secret makeout.
Yeah. All right.
All right, the next step, then you follow down, and it says increase the horror by 1. So this dial over here, you'll tick from 4 to 5.
Okay.
Nothing materially changes for now, but you're quite close to only rolling 1 die.
That's a fact.
And then we're going to see another event card.
All right.
This should be funny.
Okay. Are you capped at 3 events?
No.
Okay. Great.
Vengeance. Let's see. I don't know why. I don't know why I pissed it off, and I don't care. Just save me.
Okay.
The victim furthest from you is now the damned.
No, furthest from the killer.
Sorry, furthest from the killer is now
the damned.
So we're going to replace a token with that.
Whenever the killer must choose a target, the damned is chosen instead. So that's the tiebreaker.
Yeah, so a new tiebreaker is that, no, not even a tiebreaker, just anytime you see the target victim, target final girl, target either,
It is
target the damned.
So he's chasing them
So
now.
let's see.
Okay, the damned can only be saved if it is the last victim alive. If the damned dies, 2 damage, meaning that ticks up 2 steps.
All right, so this is an instance. We have a tie. So choosing the farthest, we're just going to follow by the shortest route.
Sure, go for it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is a game ambiguity thing. What do we think is the person hiding in the utility shed? In my brain, they're probably an uppity person who didn't really want to play capture the flag, and now they're just staying near the cabins because they were probably going to quit the game anyway. I think this person becomes the damned. Also because this is just better for us because we're clearly planning to go in there, and I think this makes it harder. But it's your choice. Game ambiguity.
Okay, so
in your brain, in this shot, where is the damned? Who are they, and why are they complaining, and which one of these spaces makes more sense?
are they already in the utility shed because they were going to look for something already and this is foreshadowing?
Or are they...
Or have we not been introduced to them yet?
Are they off camera causing a stir?
Huh. See, I can make a case for both. Like the foreshadowing, the early...
Huh? You can hear them screaming and shouting, and now you're going to bust in there, and maybe now you have a reason to be there.
See? Yeah,
Right.
I think that actually makes more sense
Right,
to
so
me.
we're going to
Okay.
swap that victim.
Okay.
They are now the damned.
Okay. Okay, so that's it for the event.
Also a note, just to repeat it if you didn't read it, the damned can only be saved if it is the last victim alive.
Yes.
So you can lead them down to this water, but they will not drink unless it is exclusive. to
Okay.
them.
All right. Got it. Okay.
So that's the end of the tarot card.
Yep.
Panic phase. Did anybody die?
Let me check. No.
However, so it's a 2-part check. Did somebody die and are victims in the killer space? If both of those are yes, there's panicking.
Okay.
If it's only victims in the killer's space, they don't panic.
Okay.
They're not sure. They don't know who this guy is. They just got here. They don't see the blood.
I mean, dude looks...
Camp counselor. That's what I looked like when I was a camp counselor.
I do. Same. Okay.
Now we go to upkeep. We check to see, is this deck empty? If it was, we'd go to the finale. If you add items, you now have an opportunity to rearrange them. Back to the top. Lori, what would you like to do? That's one round. You do that until either you're dead or he's dead.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to sprint.
Run as fast as you can.
Okay. So we're still looking at 2 dice over here. So, okay.
Whoa!
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
So, move up to 3 spaces. Unfortunately, we're only moving 1 and lose 1 time.
So, you could bring these victims with you. Remember, you can always have up to 2 victims follow you. I'm not sure it's a great idea. The damned is currently the target.
Right, yeah, no, I think we'll abstain. Because you had mentioned to me before we got started that these 3 spots are the exits.
Yes, and victims need to be in the exit space, and you need to be there, which could include in the middle of a movement, right? If you're sprinting through and you stop there, even for
Get out of here!
Run! These people are too stupid and scared to escape on their own. You have to tell them to run.
Yeah, exactly. Alan says they're in the utility shed. They found old newspaper articles about murders in the town, right?
It's this guy. Some of his family went disappeared 20 years ago at Camp Happy Trails.
See?
And for some reason, they also decided to come to summer camp here. Vibes way down.
Right.
Way down. All right.
Okay.
So you moved 1, you lost the time.
Okay.
Great roll, terrible use of sprint.
Yes, facts. But we're there now.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and search. So, here we go.
1 success.
Okay, so I can take top item. I'm good with that.
All right.
And that goes into my hand.
So, this is specific to the playmat. You can see you have one hand, or you put it in the center to remind you that you can have a 2-handed weapon. But this is a 1 hand, so you put it right there.
All right, and I am left-handed, so therefore I would hold the shield with my right hand, to be clear. And by me, I mean Lori. Okay, cool. Great. By the way, now that we have it, what's that say? It's not going to stop much, but it's better than nothing.
Yep.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the aluminum bat... Oh, quick note. You don't reveal this. You do not know what else you're going to find in there unless you roll... If you read the top line of search, that's how you draw 2. Or there could be some event that lets you flip up the top card. For example, the map. You don't know what this is until you go digging.
Oh, by the way, there's got to be something useful in here. A weapon or something that can help me survive. Why is this happening to me? Why couldn't I have been in a Meg Ryan movie? Okay.
This is Bridget Jones' Diary, except it's just really dark. All right, so you played your sprint. You played your search.
Now I'm debating whether or not to play the focus
You're now in
card.
here getting shouted at by the damned, who's unhappy about their lot in life.
Speaking in tongues? I don't get it.
Which, unfortunately, if they die, the bloodlust is going way up. So, it kind of behooves you to keep them alive, but if you bring them close, he's coming.
I know. Well, I can't move. You know what?
Yep.
We're stopping right there.
All right.
So I'm going to keep that focus card. I think.
That's fine.
Let me look.
You are going to get your 2 walks back.
Yeah, that's the big thing. So I have 4 to choose from for purchase.
So
here.
spend 0 5 times and get your starters back.
Yes, Ellen, exactly. Yeah. The amount of uses. So effectively, I'm just going to kind of put those near it.
Yep.
Like that. There we go. All right, so we have 4.
Get your zeros. You just forget.
So here, those into my hand. So we have 2 walks. We have a short rest, a weak attack, and a couple of focuses. That feels good.
Yep. You could grab another sprint and search. You're already here. You might as well go digging. This could be your special bow. You brought it to camp with you, but someone took it. You don't know where it is. It could be your bow.
You make a compelling argument. Okay, 2 time, down to 2. Take another search. That's the last one until... although it's going to go back, right? Okay.
Now you could grab the sprint, but you do have your walks back. So maybe something else, but who knows?
Well, I only have 2 left. So there are 2 rerolls just to have in my hand. And I can always discard to add to the time track if I want. And I really would like distraction.
Yeah, you finished with that
distraction.
one focus in hand. You could pitch that to get distraction on tap. That was in your hand at the end of the turn. If you really think you want that distraction, you just pitch that and get a time. That's sure, it's technically the next step of the phase. I don't care. It's all math. Nothing has changed.
It's fine,
You're playing a solo game.
Nope, I'm not gonna. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and take the sprint.
All right. So after that, everything you played last turn, you put it back.
They go into their respective spots.
Yep.
There. Oh, okay. And there.
Yep.
All right. And now this resets back to 6.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Hans Christian Andersen.
So he's going to target. He would target the damned. Can't move, though. He's going to take the next best thing and turn this person into paste.
Okay.
Victims all have 1 health, unless some other effect otherwise, so it doesn't matter if he gets up to his 3, 4, 5 damage. That person is turned into a fine mist. That'll bump the bloodlust, which currently does nothing, but the next time it bumps, we're going to increase the horror. And a couple times after that, the horror again.
Okay. And then he gets a dark power once it's up there, right?
Yep.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to flip a tarot card.
Okay. You want to flip that over so you have it, friends. But if you know it, you're good.
What, this?
Yeah. So
No, it's just...
okay. No, I know. Wait. Okay. I fell asleep. What did I miss? Place 1 new victim at the cabins. Okay, that's cool. That's. I mean, more.
We're
hey,
getting a lot of new victims. That's good because it's more opportunities to get bonuses. But it's. You ever heard the phrase "meat for the grinder"? I don't know.
yeah,
if that
but
means anything.
but no. See, I see them as meat shields.
I know.
So yeah. All right. And now
Horror goes up by 2, which means you are.
wait.
rolling.
What?
Yep.
Why?
Horror goes up by 2.
That's dumb. Do not approve. In fact, we'll do it that way so it stands out a little bit. Do not approve. Okay.
To me, whenever you can't explain something, which I agree, like that is just annoying. It's thematic. In the movie of this game, that we've cut back to the cabin, someone has screamed now, and it woke this person up, and they went outside, and the suspense and terror of I don't know, you the viewer,
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
The
we haven't
intensity
seen
is
the killer.
ramping up. Right. Yeah.
Intensity is rising and rising. Carla says, "Oh no, 1 dead already." That's nice. You have a good heart.
Okay. All right. What next?
Upkeep. You could rearrange
we're
items.
good.
All
Yeah,
good.
yeah, we're good.
It is your turn.
All right. Well, that didn't happen how I wanted it to, but we're here.
Sorry, we just skipped one thing. The panic.
Oh.
So these 2 people wandered out of the woods, and we're going to find out if the rumors are true. They came around a tree, and one of them
Ka-chunk.
met the sledgehammer. So roll a d6,
Crunching sound.
and whatever you roll, they are going to run away. So this is one of the times you do
That's
care
the
about.
direction.
Yeah, you do care about the number.
6.
So in particular, that is this road here.
Well, on the one hand,
They ran to the exit, which might be pretty useful for
Right.
you. Only 2 people will follow you, but you can send forth any number of victims.
Right.
So that was actually about as good as that could have gone for you.
hey, Spang says the horror goes to 11. Rolling 1 die is really hard in this game, Darren says.
Yeah, I was about to say, before you
Yeah.
do anything else, maybe get a focus card out, see if you can get it back up. Rolling 1 die is tough.
Okay. Well,
If you can reduce it even 1,
okay. We'll try it.
back to 2 dice.
All right.
Does that die feel good? You want to roll that
Yeah,
specifically?
oh, yeah.
Okay.
It
Just
feels
check.
really good. See?
Woo!
So 1, that drops 1, and I drop 1 time.
Yep.
Okay.
So now
Okay.
you're rolling
2 dice.
2 dice.
I would like to continue that, but I think the bigger priority,
Let's
because
search
I'm
it.
not going to get it down to 3.
No.
So we'll go ahead and search again.
Okay, so you could discard 2.
To take the top card.
Otherwise, you could take the top card, increase horror by 2, and lose 2 time for no successes. But
So 2 cards, you said.
it sounds like weak attack, short rest, maybe.
Yeah, short rest and weak attack.
Yeah.
Those 2 are getting discarded.
Which I'm not very good at this game. Those are usually my 2 on the pyre the moment you need a success.
All right.
So
now,
this-
Shrey's not here.
This will tick over.
Yes.
To a success.
So I'm conditioned to want to go for the aluminum back
No,
because
you are in the utility shed. you're getting this.
Oh, I don't have a... Oh, right.
The aluminum bat is on the other side of the campground.
All right, let's see it.
Mystery meat, you get a knife.
Okay, I'll take a Knigget. All right, so what do we got? It says, if I can stop moving my hand.
Great for whittling, also great for stabbing maniacs.
Okay, I'll take it.
And it's a one hand, so you can hold it with your shield.
There we go.
Well, for you, I guess, be lefty.
Pokey. Yeah, all right.
There you go. So this is similar to the aluminum bat. It is a melee, so range 0. It adds 1 damage to the attack you're doing, and you hold it in one hand. No other special effects.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, I'll take that.
Hey,
all right.
So utility. The damned is in here shouting and screaming. You're just going, I'm going to take this. All right. I'm going to take this.
You're right. Oh, it's just, a little utility hunting knife. All right, now.
All right. What are we thinking? So he's still not moving. So even if you bring the dam this way, but I think you might want to leave them there.
I mean, I can't get them to leave, right? Right.
Especially considering we've already added 3 new people to the map.
Yeah.
I think locking them in that utility shed might not be a bad idea. Because in the future, when Hans moves, he'll move, and even if he doesn't get there, he'll stab somebody, but he's going to be drawing this way, which means maybe you want to.
Yeah, that's kind of... I was thinking of coming out and going this way, right? Now, each of these has their own deck, right? Yep. Okay.
So the way you set it up, you take the full deck of items for the map, shuffle them all up. If you're playing with a final girl item, you can either do random or seed it in. Deal 12, shuffle those up, 3 stacks of 4, flip the top one up.
Okay. And I can bring them with me when I move freely?
2.
All right, cool. In that case...
Darren, the orange guy is the damned. The killer is coming after him, and if he dies, the bloodlust goes up like crazy. Also, he refuses to leave. For some reason.
Just go home! All right, we're going to attempt to sprint.
Your ankle, the tears are dried now. We're in fight or flight. Ah, okay.
All right, well, we moved 2 spaces in there. So we're going to go 1, 2.
And they're coming with you.
Here we go.
Come with me if you want to live. Wait, no, hold on.
Wrong movie.
Wrong movie.
All right. Now we will walk.
Oh, by God.
So drop a time. Move 2. So we're going to move 1. Go ahead.
You move 1.
Yep, with them.
You don't need to stop to send them off. You go, there's the trail. Get on out of here.
Go and get help.
You will continue your move ultimately and end up there.
Right.
But now you get to place these 2 down on your final girl card.
All right.
And you can take, when you place them there, you're going to take a one-time bonus that you can't take again.
Okay.
And when you get all 6 on there, you get to flip it.
Move a space. It's not desperate right now, so I don't think I need to move this space.
I don't know if you need to move.
Take an action card, which is a max of 2 times.
So, up to these 4.
Tempting, because that search card.
You could heal the health you lost spraining your ankle.
Also an option. Lowering to get that off the schneid. So, okay, I think that feels like the right thing to do. That'll drop.
Tick.
Okay. Now, the question is, Peanut Gallery, do we heal the health? We only have 5. That's a 20% heal. Or do we take the search card? I'm going to leave it up to the Peanut Gallery on that one. And while they're deciding...
So what are the options? You either want the search card or you're going to heal.
Yes, those are the two things.
The director is accepting notes. The director is accepting notes. Should the final girl take some time to bandage up her ankle? Or should she come up with a clever plan for the future while you consider that?
Yeah, so it'll be the search is the 2 or lower card. And now the debate I'm having is I do need to move. I don't need to move. I would like to move to the cabins.
Let's see. Darren says if you move 1, you could go back 1 space and bring a 3rd person saved. Oh, you could just take this person and scoot back 1 if you move 1 space, and you get another person on there and get another benefit. But spatially, you would be 1 back from potentially where you want to be.
Right. Search card. Okay. I'm good with that. So we will take the action card. I will take the search. That's going to dictate now what I do. So I'm now going to attempt to walk
into the cabins. You heard that.
I don't know. I don't know yet. No.
Well,
I don't know. Let's see.
That's true.
Because if I can move up to 2 spaces, might not be the cabins.
Bump.
We'll see.
Or you could just move not at all, you know?
Oh, boy.
So you could accept that, move a space, and roll your other ankle. Or you could discard 2 cards and get a success.
I don't...
You don't want to discard.
I do not want to discard.
So you could just accept you're not getting anything and lose 2 time to keep your health. Or...
Yeah.
You could move the space, lose the health, use this person's save to heal that health, and then lose 2 time. You get another person off the board, but you're 1 space back, health neutral, time -2. You're at 1 time. You could chuck the focus to get another one to pick up a sprint.
Oh, the choices!
Right, and while you think, that is like part of the theming for me.
Right.
The choices are tough, and you right now in real life, Edward, sitting at this table, have all the time in the world to think about it. But you're like, I need to make a choice.
Right.
I have to pick, and I think it leans into the theme. I think the game does a good job building the tension.
You know what? We are going to move 1 space, take 1 damage,
where are we moving?
and lose 2 time.
Oh.
And here you go. Alan says the boy or girl you rescued gives you a peck, healing the earlier heartbreak.
You made it to make out point, but it's a little more desperate than maybe you
So
wanted.
that's okay. We'll heal that back. My heart is a little bit better now. So
it says, I know how to math out a horror film. I am who I am as a person. I don't know what you want from me.
All right. So now, I can't search.
Nope.
I could... No. We're going to go ahead and punt on the focus to bump that back up to 2. We're done. We're going to take the sprint.
Yep.
So we have a sprint and a search in our hand.
All those go back.
Those go.
I think
And that reset, and now back to 6.
Go find the more expensive cards out of that stack.
Oh, good call.
I'll start working through this. So the killer, once again, he got 1 person, but off the other camper ran. He's still not moving very much.
Okay.
Again, Hans is slow and steady. You just kind of got to stay away from him. But
Stick and move. Stick and move. All right.
Let's see.
Tarot card. Go for it. All right.
He just
Keeps coming.
So horror goes up by 1. He looms. He's coming around the corner now. He is Michael Myers now. He's around the corner, slow and steady.
He does the thing, right?
No. So he targets the damned. So we resolve this line of actions.
Okay.
So this symbol said he would target the final girl or victim, but because the damned is in play.
So target the damned.
He's going to move. His movement is still only 1. So he's going to go 1.
Okay.
And then he's going
stabby stab.
Even though he can't get to the damned, he'll take a victim.
Okay. There.
Bump the bloodlust, which will increase the horror again. Rolling 1 die.
Oh, God. Whew. Not a fan of Mr. Anderson here. Okay. All right. So my turn.
Yep. We're coming into we're approaching the middle here, which is a weird thing to say, right? But you can run around and take actions and save victims, but you got to make a plan. This game is not about running around and hoping and dreaming. You got to make a plan at some point to start punching him.
Do I punt on this action? On this turn?
Oof. Just spend the turn.
I mean, a 6, right?
And you get your zeros back. As a note, there is a hand limit of 10. You haven't come close yet.
Okay.
But you can never go over 10. And if you do, you discard down.
Because... Oh, I don't have... so I have 1 sprint.
If you punt on this turn...
Yeah.
Next turn, you're going to have those 2, plus all your zeros.
So my thinking is, if I just take the critical blow into my hand, I run as fast as I can, or hobble, to the cabins, search at the cabins.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't need to search. I could just skip it.
You could. It's nice to have a search card handy, right? You have a little setup, but there are better items.
Are there?
Laurie's bow is pretty good. Firing at ranged, because he has no range. He has to sledgehammer you. The bow and arrow lets you fire from a distance.
It's in the cabin. It's the obvious place I would have put it.
You think someone stole it. It's probably just under your bed.
No, we're going to go look for it in the cabin.
Okay.
So I could theoretically get there.
This turn, if you rolling...
All I need is...
1 die.
Yeah.
You would need to get a success, and then
get a success.
Well, but you.
Oh no, I want the top. Yeah. So no, it doesn't make sense. So we're gonna that.
So you spend all
Boop,
6.
boop,
Boop.
done.
So for the record, last turn there's no one in a space.
You're right. Yeah. All right, tear it up.
Stab. Nothing happens.
Go.
Run for your life.
If there are no victims on the board,
There are, so ignore.
right? Okay, all victims that are not in your space must panic.
So everybody's running.
Okay, so we'll start for here and go clockwise.
Okay.
Add to the suspense.
So
there's 2 of them. So that is 2 and 6.
2 and 6.
Yep. Okay, so now we'll
Up in the top corner,
Yep,
these
there
2.
you go. There are 2. That is 2 and 6.
Could you roll something else?
Maybe.
2 and 6. So now this guy's already panicked, so just 1.
Okay. Can't die.
Jack die.
5.
5. Coming out.
Okay. All right. I like this.
The damned.
Okay.
So as a note, there's only one path out. 3 to. If you roll a 1 or 2, they stay put. The damned is. Let me out of this shed right now.
Yeah, I accidentally locked them in.
So
and
as a
finally,
note,
we
these
want a
2
5 or a 6.
These could panic south. Oh no.
They
Into mother's loving embrace.
All right. So now he targets the damned and stabs,
Which is just going to be
which kills
one.
1. So that goes there. Nothing else happens. And then
Target the damned and
it moves.
So we'll actually move to there.
Okay, so now my question is, somebody died here. Do they panic?
It's and. If somebody died and victims in the killer space.
They were, but they're not now.
You check it now.
So if they killed here, moved, and there was a different victim there, they would now panic again.
Exactly.
I got it.
But
okay.
If a victim was killed this turn, panic all victims in the killer's space.
Okay.
A victim did die, but the killer's moved on. So now the person's just grappling with grief or whatever horror movie trope you want.
Sure. Okay. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. I would like 4 movement.
That was an eventful terror phase.
Would like 4 movement this turn. If I get 4 movement, I'm done protecting people.
So just as a note, searching, you have to stop. Unlike saving people.
Yeah. No, I get
you
it.
gotta stop there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I know what you want. We'll see what happens. Remind you, you're starting on 1 die.
Yeah. Well, let's try and fix that. I mean, I have a
Focus.
right.
Focus.
All right. Everybody, focus.
Meditative breathing.
Right here.
Here
We're
we go.
looking. Think 5. No, think 6 gives us a little fudge factor.
Yeah, I'd like you.
Think 6. Everybody.
Thinking 6.
6.
Thinking 3.
6.
Thinking 2. What?
What?
4.
All right.
That's what it is.
Okay. Well,
Short rest is you're only 1 short.
yeah. You know what? Short rest and weak attack.
They are good cards to pitch for this. Again, I'm bad at this game. The good cards to pitch for this because those are like mid to late game cards when you need to be punching.
Yes. 1 and 1.
All right.
Okay. Now it's time to boogie on out.
Sprint.
Sprinting.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh.
Hey yo! Down 1 time.
So
We're going 3.
1. Bring these guys back. 2. And 3. And
Yep.
Save yourself some victims. Oh, and then move 1 space in there too and get 2 time back. Focus.
Okay.
Focus.
Move 1 space. Hey yo! And get 2 time.
Nice.
Back to 6. All right.
Things are looking up for Lori. Maybe not for some other people on the board.
Yeah, you can't save everybody.
The herd, not the herd, but the herd is thinning out.
Yes,
So
yes.
everyone who's added to the board has died.
They're not part of the core story.
He's just a camp counselor and he's throwing about the club. Like that's.
All right, we need 2 successes.
Yeah, let's go.
Here we go. I'm acting like I know the bow is underneath there. I don't, but
It's in there somewhere. So you can take the bat, or so every time you get frustrated about the change card, remember you can buy close calls for 1.
right. So
Yeah, sometimes the final girl dice gods do shine down. And sometimes they look in the straight other direction.
That focus is... Getting rid of that focus is so scary. And a walk.
Hans is a big keeping the terror up. Because he's so slow, he has to impede you in other ways.
I don't know.
If he gets one more bloodlust, you get that. He gets 2 more in a dark power. So... I mean, the bat currently, so this is a 2-handed weapon. You could either have that in hand, or you can keep your knife and shield. I'd probably keep your knife and shield, because this is best with minor dark powers. It gets rid of them. You just bonk the power right out of them.
If I were to do this, I take the top item.
Yeah, you just get the bat, and it goes, whoop.
I go, 1, 2, ping. That moves up. The terror moves up again, ping, and he gets his dark power.
Yep.
That seems like a really bad idea.
Yes. I don't think you can allow this to stay at 0.
So, I'm not getting rid of the critical blow.
Nope.
I think I need my walk.
I would agree.
But I also need the focus.
Yep.
Oh, no. We'll get rid of the walks.
Happy to stay put?
Not happy,
Well,
but we're staying put. I'll take the bat. That goes into my backpack.
Yep, and we don't see the next card.
Okay.
So you're rummaging. You're like, I know it's here somewhere. Who knows? Maybe you left it down at the docks. You're doing some
And that
arrow
was
fishing at summer camp.
1 there.
So you got left to focus on your critical. I mean,
I think
you
I have to.
You gotta try.
Yeah.
I mean, he pumps it. Oh,
Jesus.
lose 2 time. That's
Oh, that's not great. All right.
You keep your critical blows. So
yeah, that's not getting spent. So I have 3 time. Distraction is fantastic.
People were plugging for it earlier when they were. Someone said earlier on the first saving, you should take the time and use it to buy a distraction. I feel like it might not be a terrible idea. Chip says, I feel like Hans is probably a rugby player. Hey, easy.
Those are the 2 options.
So the search is only 2. You could take the search and you could get the close call for 1 for your total of 3.
Which effectively is, oh yeah, yep.
I mean,
it is.
you're trying
There
to
it
gear
is.
up right now.
Yeah,
If
right.
You're living on the edge on horror.
I
you
get
will
it.
need to address that at some point.
So that's down to 0. Boom, back up.
All right. He
Done.
stabs. Nobody in his space. Terror card time.
Okay. Lacrosse, maybe? Is Hans Canadian?
Nah, he's too slow to play lacrosse.
Yeah, that's fair. Hans wants me. He's always wanted
The damned.
me.
He's
Yeah.
always wanted the
The
damned.
damned. So,
He will move twice
towards the final girl.
towards the damned.
So,
This would normally say target the final girl only, but whenever the killer must choose a target, the damned is chosen instead.
no matter what.
No
Okay,
matter
the
what.
victim is either the victim meaning just a regular, and it's not. Are you sure?
Hold on. What is your question specifically? I
Okay.
can answer.
It says the victim furthest from the killer.
Is now the damned. That is a setup for this card. So
I get that. Now hold on.
Yep.
That icon is strictly final girl.
Yes, but the second line of text says, whenever the killer must choose a target, which is what this icon is.
Ah,
damned is
okay.
chosen
Yep.
instead.
You're right. You're totally
So,
right.
2 boots means he's going to walk twice. You reference his board. His speed is still only 1, but unfortunately...
1. Well, I'll be damned. Well, actually, no.
2.
It's you. And now stabby stab. And hold on. Put it back.
Oh, yeah.
2 damage.
So
1 sucks.
And 2, we see the dark power, and if the dam dies, that goes away.
Okay.
So the dark power. So this is a rule breaker that Hans gets when he's about halfway up his bloodlust track. Dark obsession. Whenever Hans attacks you at least once, he attacks an additional time. He wants me. He's always wanted me.
I mean. All right. Well, at least vengeance is gone.
Yeah, at least the damned is damned.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So Spot asked, with the modularity of the game, are there always victims moving on the map, or are there other puzzles depending on the scenario?
there's basically always victims, but how they move, what they do, Depends on the map and the killer. So there's some the Frightmare on Maple Lane. It's like a neighborhood.
It's
and there's
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, it's Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
There's like houses, and the people are always moving in and out of the houses, and you can't go into the houses unless you play a specific action that's like basically asking permission to go in the house because you're a random kid on the street with a bat. The modularity is really interesting. One of them is inside a building, and instead of a top-down map, it's the floors of a house on a side cut, and you move up and down. You can go outside and then go back in through a one-way out the window.
Okay.
I almost played that as our map because it's pretty simple, but it's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But no, I think this is a good starter. All right. So he's done.
No, I think he's just getting started, actually.
Okay. So I'm going to find my damn bow.
You are desperate for it. I hope it's in there for you.
I am rolling one die, but
You have it on...
But I'm not going to need it.
Nope. Nope. All right.
Take top card. Hold on.
Lose a time.
Thank you. What do we got? Hold on. I swear to God, I didn't know it was there.
The movie!
Laurie's bow. I won nationals with this bow. I never miss, and that's not going to change today.
Oh, let's go.
Laurie's bow cannot modify an action card and must be used without one.
So usually the weapon's like your knife.
Yeah.
This modifies an attack.
Okay.
Laurie's bow is something you do independently. You
It is the attack.
one time and you shoot an arrow, and it can be 1 to 3 spaces away. And you just do a damage.
I picked that one.
I think you might want that.
Yeah.
And I think you might want to rearrange that to put it in your hands. But you do only get 3 shots. So Laurie, desperate, she come in here and this guy's like, what's going on outside? There's so much screaming. And she says, I know I brought my bow. I know I brought it. She loves archery. She won nationals. Which is a crazy thing for a teenager to just like have their like competition archery bow at summer camp.
Right.
But she thought she lost it. Nope, just under the bed. Where
No,
all things are.
Right. I mean, obviously. All right. Well, that was good. So now,
That was lucky.
I mean, so how many are there?
So there's 4 in each stack.
So
12 total.
1, 2, 3, 4. We knew. So it was a 1 in 8 chance.
Loosely, yeah.
Yeah, right?
12-ish%.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. That's the best. See, that's why I like this game. If you were just sitting alone, you take a little sip of your drink, and go, okay. It's the best. I love it.
Well, that's how I was. Not even though
I'm sorry. I got the camera rolling.
Right.
Camera rolling.
All right, so I'm gonna hold on to those. The search did its job, man. All right, we have 5. Could I interest you in a distraction, Edward? Why, yes. Yes, you can.
Take your zeros
that's
as well.
3 down to 2. So all of these come back into hand as
You
well.
got 2 left. Sure sounds like a sprint. If you pop that sprint, well, you really got to get the distraction down, but you could, with a good sprint, get 2 people out. One of which will get you 2 time, and then I think you can continue to save people. I think they just give you time. Well, things are... This is good. This is, like, tight. I'm worried about his bloodlust, but you're doing well, I think.
Yeah, I think we do take the sprint.
Oh. Gearing up.
Okay.
Gearing up.
Gearing up is done.
So
And that goes back to 6.
So he has the damned will rest for I imagine in my brain he goes in, just relative silence, and he'll just come back out and shut the door behind him. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Tarot card. He's just standing there.
By the way, I've been told I wanted to dress up as Mike Myers and go stand in the common out in town. I was told no, I might get shot.
Yeah,
So
I was
don't
literally
do
about
that.
to say, do you want to get shot?
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. So
2 horror.
ping, ping,
1, 2, which will ping it again.
ping. Oh my God! And that's a one-way trip, right?
So again, he comes out of the utility shed and just the slow zoom on him. He's just standing. He's going to target whatever's closest, a victim or the final girl, which is 1, 2, 3. That victim.
Yep, going that way.
Move twice, which his speed is now quite quick. He's going to go bop,
1.
bop.
So that's 1 move,
And then he starts
the
a second.
and
when he
stops.
reaches his target, he stops.
But he doesn't kill him.
Nope.
But Did somebody die? No, so therefore they don't panic.
Exactly.
They don't see him. Got it.
They see, and again, this is a nice long road up to these shows. I have to view it this way because it increases the game for me. He looks up, and this person says he's just standing there. Turns to look for a buddy, comes just right there.
You're right. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Come on! All right.
John's screaming at me. I should have taken a guard. Yeah, that's all right. So, up to 3 spaces away, meaning 1, 2, 3. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, yeah, no. So it would be like 1, 2, 3. I can check range, but
Yeah, do that.
your
but
space is 0. So from where you are now, it could be 1, 2, 3.
Right. That's how I.
While
how
you
I
ponder,
think,
I'll check how range specifically works.
Oh, in fact, it is because where you are is 0,
Yep.
and then it could be 1, 2, or 3 away. Okay,
Yep.
good. All right, we have got to. I think we use the distraction.
Yeah, I think you need to get the horror level down.
Yeah. So let's do that.
Did you keep hold of that close call?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's 1.
That's pretty good. Oh, you think you might want to close call it to reroll that second one?
I think that's a foolish attempt. So I will drop that 1,
Not me trying to bait you.
and time goes up 1. All right. So that's done. Now.
Yeah, there's no line of sight. It's simply you are in 0, 1, 2, 3. You could shoot this spot,
Yeah.
which is fun because that could include if you're on the cliff. 1, 2, 3. You are shooting down from the cliff.
Sure. Ping.
I love that.
Ping.
Anyway,
Little sniping action, which is what I like to do in RPGs and video games. So we will try to sprint.
you'll sprint a little bit
So that's 2 spaces.
and lose a time, but you just got a free time. So
I think we're gonna call that good,
Which
and
way
we're
you
gonna
heading?
go.
2 or 1, 2.
Oh.
Because this guy, if you get down here, he's a freebie. He's already in the spot. He's just standing with the big exit sign behind him going, I don't know what to do. I'm so lost. If only there was a strong female lead to save
Oh,
me."
I only need 1.
You do. You can save more, though.
1, 2. He bugs out.
Go on, get. 2 time. All right. So those guys just come back over here to the victim's pool. You flip your card. Lori is activated now.
Whenever you are in the same space as an enemy and inflict damage, do an additional. So it doesn't help.
It doesn't combo with the bow.
Right.
But
And
it's complementary.
just get a time if I save any more victims.
Yeah, which they go straight to the victim pool.
Okay. All right. So now.
Woo!
So critical blow. You said the Lori's bow doesn't use.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you had the knife and you critical blow,
That
and
would
let's
be
say you
4
hit
damage.
it full up, it would be 3 from the card, 1 from the knife for 4.
Okay.
But Lori's bow is just a pinger. You can from distance go shoom, shoom, shoom at the cost of 1 time an arrow.
All right.
And as soon as it's filled up, you just discard it, and you have to wait to reorganize your items for a trigger.
All right. We're going to mosey.
Let's have a little mosey.
Okay. There we go. Down 1 time. Move 2.
Where are we headed?
1, 2.
Do you like my cliff idea?
Yes.
So you tell this person you are like you found your bandana when you were in thing you got.
Oh
that
yeah.
tied
Oh
on.
yeah.
Oh, okay. It only costs a time. You can just
Ping. Ping.
woo,
Ping. He looks like a stuck pig.
like John Rambo.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Nice. I love that. That's awesome. Lori's bow. She found it. She got what she needed from it. It's gone.
Now I'm out of arrows.
Yep.
So I put it somewhere safe and I leave it
You
behind.
pat it twice. Grim determination. Off we go.
There we go.
That's dope. I love that. Hi, Raid.
Oh, hey, what's up, bands? Welcome. We are 2/3 of the way through, final girl.
We're in the rising action.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh yeah. So we just attacked Hans from distance
with
my bow. Oh, hold on. No. Hold on. This is going to live.
Oh, in the trophy rack.
Yeah. That did its job right there with her. So we just used this. We expended all the shots, and in fact, we'll go ahead and keep it on here.
I think the moral of this story is invest in youth sports.
Yeah, right.
I think that is the moral of this story.
So we currently have 4 health. Hans has 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 health. But if he hits us,
he's pretty cranked up right now.
Yeah, he is. He is.
You need to probably take a minute and get the old sword and shield back.
Yeah, a little sword and board action gonna happen. But in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and focus.
Focus.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, we have to. So that's going to cost us 1 time. We're going to discard.
Or you could close call it. Well, whoever's here from the raid, you're very welcome. Danny Phantoms, you're very welcome. Happy to have you.
Yeah.
Happy to watch a heroic effort. I don't know how it's going to end.
All right.
Edward's learning. I've played this game quite a bit. I taught him earlier in the stream, and clipping along. I think Hans is in for it a little bit.
We are going to use the close call.
Okay.
So I spent the time. So I spent 2 time.
Yeah, I was going to say you've already spent 1. So you're going to re-roll all dice, or just re-roll this one for 1.
I see that. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Good call. That was useless. All right, so discard 2 cards. That's going to be a focus. That's fine.
Short rest.
And the short rest underneath. And so
you already paid the time, but
right. So that will be now down to 5. Okay. So we have a critical blow, a weak attack, and a walk.
I mean, I think you're pretty geared up. When we get to upkeep, get your
I
knife
think
in
so, and I think we stop there. Playing cards.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the card market and we're going to grab a close call and we're going to grab a guard.
Oh, they're letting John influence you.
All right. So those cards now all go to their respective discards. I got to say,
whoever was plugging for the distraction, it's a good shout.
That was a hell of a turn.
Well, you've had a couple good ones in a row. I feel like you took like the deep breath turn where you did nothing and bought the critical blow for later.
Yes.
And then his turn was kind of exciting, and then yours was we're in the action.
I'm just saying. All right, terror.
Unfortunately, he is in a spot with a victim. So hammer go up,
hammer come down, and crunchy crunch granola,
which will increase the horror level by 1. Now,
all right,
now terror card.
Maybe nothing happens.
Fire! Oh, gosh.
Fire! Roll a die, determine which space burns into flames. You know it's gonna be the cabins.
Well, you're not there anymore. It's...
Oh, wait.
All victims of space could discard... Oh, the issue is which one of these... If it's gonna be one of these decks is gone. It's gonna be the cabins, because you were just left
That's
there.
what I'm saying. I just got...
Roll it. Come on.
Achilles. By the way, Achilles is the name of my bow. Just so you know.
Okay. Name of Lori's bow. But I like that you are. You've internalized that you're her and I'm playing against you now. We finally come around. All right, roll the dice. Let's see
all
what
right. So what was it we're looking for here? So a 1 die. So it'll be a 1 or a 2. We know that.
Nope.
Oh.
So the dock. So you no, it's still cinematic. You are shooting across the dock. You pepper him. You watch him sledgehammer someone down, and then at the dock. And this item stack is gone from the game.
Okay. Then all victims in that space are killed. Discard all items. If you or an enemy are there, you each lose.
But now he is front lit. The victims are almost all gone. It's just you and him.
Mono. Eve.
Final girl.
Final girl. All right.
Trying to think of what final girl would be in Spanish. But I'm not going to embarrass myself on the internet.
Okay. So done with that. He's done. That's it. No panic, no nothing.
Reset yourself up to 6.
Up to 6.
Upkeep, you may reorganize your items.
Thank you.
Yep.
You know what?
TV Spank says, that's like naming a sniper rifle JFK, by the way. Well, final girl, I leave this turn for now in your capable hands. I need to step out for the rest.
Sure. Okay. So we are 3 away from Hans. A guard stops all damage. 4 damage, and I could die if I get hit. So I have a walk. He is moving 2 distance. Four, 6, 7. I don't think I do anything, y'all. Because looking at where he is, 1, 2, 3 away. If he moves more than 1, and if I were to come closer to him there, then he can get a free shot at me and the game would end. So I don't think I do anything. I think I save my guard. I let him come to me. I lay in the weeds, so to speak, and we call it good. And that 6, that 6 here is going to be a retaliate and another guard.
Also, as I was walking out, just don't forget you have your trash can lid. Which
but it only ignores 1.
But you can use it up to 3 times. So if you get swung at for 4, ting, 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 and then 1 goes through.
Ah.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check that. But just like the bow, where time. I think you can. I'm not sure if you can use it once per. Let me check.
Thank you, Zivko. La Ultima Chica.
La mano y la última chica.
I like it.
That's great.
I have my close call. You know what? Instead of the guard.
As often as you'd like, subject to the text on the card.
Okay.
If an item can only be used once, the game text will advise it must be discarded as used. Other items will have multiple but limited uses. You can use the small tokens.
Ooh.
Each time an item is used, remove one of the markers or put one on. When the last marker is removed or put on, bye-bye.
You know what? I'm not going to take the retaliate. I would like to, but I think it's more important to do this instead. I take the distraction. And the reason for it is to lower the horror a little bit. So I'm rolling 2 dice when I do hit. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. And to be clear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So just you could not take something back.
Okay, so they stay gone for this turn?
Yep.
I'll keep the focus. Oh, all right. Actually, let's look at this.
Were those...
Yeah, because I didn't do anything this turn.
Oh, you took a deep breath turn?
Uh-huh.
All right. Interesting.
Because I didn't want to move closer because it would put me within...
Yeah, the beat shields.
No, I think I'm closer. Like
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
1, 2.
Oh.
It depends on his targeting.
Well,
if he targets Final Girl, he's coming for you. But if he has a choice, he's going for that one person by the bonfire.
So I'm going to leave the short rest and the walk over here.
So, we're getting into it now. I was about to say we're getting into the meat of it, but it's a little gross given what I'm about to say. If he ever gets to the top of this track, and it pings, every time it pings, he recovers 1 health. You see the little arrow here?
Yeah.
Every time it would ping here, you also discard the next tarot card, which accelerates the finale.
Okay, that's
so
fine. We're already there. I'm good with that. Okay. All right.
Who could say what he's eating?
Let's go, Hans.
Otherwise.
All right, so.
Stab, kill, nothing happens. Taking souvenirs. If there are no victims on the board, there are, so we can ignore that. Now he's going to target a victim.
And again, it's 1, 2,
which he
1, 2, 3.
Plenty of move. Well, he's only going for victims now. This is just victim.
Fair.
So 1, 2. He would move twice. He only needs 1. He would attack twice. If there's 2 victims, he'd go bop, bop. But for each victim killed, an additional bloodlust. So 1 and ping. which means he gets a health back, and I'm just going to put the next terror card out of the game. For the record, there's one left, which means we will be in the finale, not next turn, but the turn after.
And that flips, right?
Which will increase his killer action and give him another game-breaking ability, just like his Dark Power. We're in the end game now,
Okay.
to quote a movie. Upkeep phase, nothing to do. To you.
I think we go focus, and one time, and that drops.
Nice.
We focus. Everything else costs if I do that. I have to get walking.
Yeah, you got to get to him now.
So, you know what? We're going to give that up and the weak attack.
Oh.
And that drops.
You don't get to buy that this turn.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. There we go.
And you lose another time.
I do. All right. Next, we walk.
You just really want to deny him the free pings on bumping Mahara.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad call. Ooh!
That's not great.
Do you have the other close call? You can reroll one of them for free. Spend no more
I'll
time.
re-roll them both, actually.
For 2 time?
Yeah.
All right. I bumped your time down. You're out of time.
Oh, no, that is the 2 time
Oh, that is the
that
time.
I just lost for that.
Okay, so you're spending it either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that is effectively spent.
Move 1 space, lose a time, or you could chuck to get the second success.
No. We're going to move 1, wade into the water.
The Dark Waters, you know they're dangerous, but you are John Rambo.
And here's the thing. I don't really have anything to do. No. I have 2 dice. I might as well. Because I can't buy anything for 1.
Yeah.
So,
if you hit this even a little bit, you get a little bit of time back and you can maybe pick up a sprint or something. Yeah, there you go.
So that is a 1. So that drops and I gain a time.
Which 2 time is...
Now we stop.
Okay.
So
get your zeros. The ones that, not those. The
these,
that you
right. The walk in the short rest. And then we will sprint.
All right. So that pings to 0 and then goes back up.
So now the distraction goes away. And those go away.
Yep.
All right. All right. He's up.
Still target kill, nothing. Last terror card, and then we're in the finale.
I'm kind of starting to think hiring Hans may have been a mistake.
Maybe things are starting to go our way. Draw the top card of any item deck. The last terror card is good for you. This card or this card.
All right, Peanut Gallery, are we doing cabin event or cabin? Like I grabbed it, but I was so focused on finding the bow, I didn't even realize I picked it up.
Or something. Maybe the damned slipped into your bag.
That I didn't know.
You didn't notice. Ooh.
So which was it?
Cabins or utility shed.
Wait, all right. Let us know.
I can't believe the last card was good for you, and it's an item. Oh my gosh.
I had no. This is awesome.
No minor dark powers is good. This was a good bet, but now that this text says nothing, this is better.
Yeah.
Because it only takes 1 hand.
Yep. Agreed.
So that's the question, y'all. Cabins or utility shed.
So on my turn, no, not really. It's these. 1, 2.
We are about
3.
to hit the finale, which, oh no. Let's see. We see
shed. Wow.
Shed.
Overwhelmingly.
Shed.
All right. What we got?
The energy drink.
The damned threw it in. Okay.
There's no way these things are good for you, but they're better than dying.
Right. Discard this during the action phase and choose one of the following: move or gain 3 times.
And it just goes into your backpack, and you can just chuck it at any point.
So
I mean chug it.
Yeah, chug it. Right. All right. Wow. Thank you, damned.
Woo.
All right.
I let you wade into the lake, and it starts. Your bag floats. What is in my bag? It's a monster. It has to be. It's a product spotlight for the movie too. It's right in there. Holds it to the camera. You know, what is it? The Wayne's World moment.
Right. See, I hate the flavor of every energy drink I've tried, except for one. And they don't exist anymore, and I'm so sad about it.
Which one?
Science. The XY Science or what? Science actually tasted good, but sadly, there are no more.
I've never been a big energy drink guy.
Yeah.
I don't mind a soda, but like never. In my life, 2 energy drinks I've had. I had a Red Bull once. We were driving home from rugby nationals. I was driving the van. It was the day after we won. I was not doing the best. So I stopped and had a Red Bull. My heart rate went through the roof.
Right.
Everything else stayed real low. I thought I was going to die.
Right.
And then I, sometime in college, maybe might have had a Four Loko. So who could say?
What is a Four Loko?
Alcoholic energy drink.
Oh. Yeah. It just confuses the hell out of you. Like vodka and Red Bull. Like I'm like.
Oh, just do drugs.
Seriously, okay. What are we doing here? All right.
This is a high school movie.
Right.
They're only drinking terrible. They're drinking Genesee cream ales. That's. All right, so it's up to you. Oh, sorry. Upkeep phase?
Yeah.
We're in the finale now.
All right. Darker, darkest. Draw a second dark power card when this is revealed.
Hold on. Where is the... Yeah, not those. Those are the super crazy ones. Also, so now his killer action is target, move twice, attack. No other effect except...
That's nominal because I'm going to go over there anyways.
Sledgehammer Massacre. Yeah, that's fine.
For every Hans attacks you and each victim in his space once.
So basically, all of his singular attacks are now
doubles.
Area of effects.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, you're about to...
That's a non-factor.
We're going to leave it out there, but that is ultimately...
He swings big.
He swings real big, but that's not going to make a difference. So.
Swing low.
That is, if there was more victims on the board, these two things together would be devastating. So the one underneath it, the Dark Obsession, says whenever he attacks you, he attacks again. And the other one says whenever he attacks everybody. So if you were in a space with a bunch of victims and he rolled up and wanted to punch you, he would hit, just everybody dies. One hit, everybody dies.
Okay. Well,
it's great. It's great. Everything's good. It's your turn now.
The question I'm having right now, is there a reason I should go after him? Yeah, but he's going to come to me.
He's going to target whichever's closest, and that's currently this victim. This still says choose.
So my point.
But if you let that victim go, he's going to cover another health.
That's why.
So if to force him to come to you, you need to get next to him or in his space. Which, either way,
it's a not a reckless sprint. But we're gonna hustle.
You gotta get to him.
Over to him.
Okay. Yeah, because now he's moving. When Hans gets his finale action, he moves around.
Yeah.
You lose all your tempo. You got to get to him, and then either get away or accept that you are gonna get whacked.
So I'm going to choose this one.
Ooh.
Move one space.
Okay.
Take a damage. Lose 2 time. And that's the end of my turn.
You don't want to do that.
Oh, I do not want to do that. You are correct.
Give yourself a health back.
There
and move back into life.
Okay.
No. That's
That was an unfortunate roll.
I mean, you might just want to let him go get that victim and have him be right. Unfortunately, when you get into the end game, it's just you and him. You know what? You can math it a little bit.
I will do that.
Oh, and just lose the 2 time?
And 2 time.
Oh, okay.
What are my other options?
My thought process now was potentially dawdle one more turn. He'll recover a health. Fine.
You know what?
Take your time.
I see what you're saying.
If you have your short rest, heal yourself.
So here.
There's no items here, but there's still items here if you can get up here.
So I'll discard 2 cards. Short rest and walk. I lose 1 time. And I can move 2 spaces.
Yep. You could end up here or in either of these two. Or I guess back at makeout point where it all be, this needs to end at makeout point. Bait him.
Too far away.
Bait him to makeout point.
For him.
I know. He'll get to you eventually. Slowly, surely.
1, 2.
Okay. He's still going to go after the victim because you're equidistant and he prefers victims.
Why? We said if it's tied, right?
Yeah,
oh no, he's still.
That's still base rule stuff. If there's a tie between who's the closest, choose the group with the most victims present. The final girl is not a victim for obvious reasons, for legal reasons. So there's 1 victim here, so he'll go that way.
So I can move 2.
Yep. You can be close enough that he's going to reach you, but he's currently swinging for 5, and he's going to swing at you twice because of his dark obsession.
Right.
You die.
I need to get the first hit in.
Yep. My thought is 1 more. I don't know if you have a search. You don't.
I don't.
You get the utility shed. If he the thing is double moves 6 spaces, he can basically get anywhere on the board. If he's here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He wouldn't necessarily be able to get to the utility
2,
shed.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, in that case, we will go to makeout point.
Woo! Come get some.
We're done. We're at 5 time. These all come back into my hand.
Retaliate in a close call.
I think that's the right answer. And now we are ready to rock and roll. So he will be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces. He's going to end.
Yeah, I know.
On his next turn,
I know.
he's going to be here.
That's where I want him to be.
Yep.
Oh,
jeez. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a retaliate and a close call. You have to be, because you don't have any more range, you have to be in a space with him. Also, the movie starting where it began is just...
Yes.
Oh, yes!
There. Sprint goes away. The short rest and the walk go away. Done. All right, Hans.
Back up to 6 time. This poor guy who's been down here since one of the earlier panics.
Well, he's just frozen in fear.
Again, a delicate paste. Hans will heal. We would discard a tarot card, but there's none left. The board is clear. It's just the 2 of you now.
And that's it.
That's it.
So it's my turn.
Yeah. To be clear, mechanically, this pinged up. He healed 1 health. We would discard a tarot card. There's none. We would flip a tarot card. There's none. We're already in the finale. We go to upkeep. You could rearrange some things. It is your turn.
Okay.
Just to be clear, for teaching and learning.
All right.
Yes, as is often the case with Han, it comes down to a final beat 'em up showdown. He has 12 health. I mean, even some of the more complicated and technical
Should have
killers.
waited to shoot him.
Maybe.
In hindsight. Okay.
Maybe.
Lesson learned. Okay.
Well, I couldn't have known that. I'm not saying maybe that I should have advised you otherwise.
Yeah, no.
Maybe. I loved this. And then that blew up. It was amazing. Some of the other killers started significantly less.
Well, the thing that you actually omitted was I actually had 4 arrows. He started out over by the dock. I shot. I hit the end like a gas can that's on the boat. There you go. We're going to focus. I have nothing to do at this point.
Yeah. You could, if you have your short rest, you could try to heal that last health.
I don't.
But, you'll have it next turn.
So, lose 2 time. Okay, let me pause.
Dang. Yes.
So,
John reminds you that you are now the final girl.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sad we didn't see either the boyfriend or the girlfriend. They're so funny. Wildly things. One of my favorite things that almost all the event decks do. There's almost always one of the special victims is almost always the boyfriend, and one of them is almost always the girlfriend. And you can't have both at the same time, which is also funny. But the girlfriend cards are almost always super beneficial. They give you a bonus in combat. They will follow you in to fight the killer. They love you. The boyfriends are almost always useless and detrimental. They slow you down. When they die, you lose a bunch of time. They're just... It's good little theming, which I love.
We're going to... The question is Furious Strike or Improvise and Close Call?
Oh, Improvise is a good shout. Here's the thing. Even if you...
I think I need The problem is I think I need the offense.
You're just not going to be able to get away from him. The turn you go in and try to punch him up, you can try to run, but he will catch you.
No, I'm not trying to run.
So I mean, you could be some heals. It could be a
Nope,
furious strike.
done. There we go.
Oh, the punch him up. So back up to 6.
Yep. Nothing else. He moves 2.
Silence at the campground. 1, 2, 3. First move. 1, 2, 3. He's looking for. He sees your bow. He walks by your bow where you left it, and he sees you at makeout point. This is now a romantic movie. No, but it's cinematic.
Okay, these come back into my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Pick 2 your 0 cost and I'll take back.
There and there. Okay, here we go. So,
You gotta walk.
I have my energy drink.
Oh yeah, chug, slam the monster down.
That's
on the
exactly.
fire.
Yeah, there we go. Woo! Let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
All right. We will start with a critical blow.
With the knife. So, fully tabulating up. Lori gets you an extra damage because you saved enough victims, and your knife gets you an extra damage. So you're currently at X plus 2. Good.
3, 4.
But the turn will end. You have a close call in there. Critical blow is a risk. If you miss it, you put too much into it. Reroll that second die. It was a big risk.
I didn't realize that, I'll be honest. So, but that's okay.
I would say take it back, but you rolled dice.
Nope.
Oh, whew.
Okay.
You got it. You got it.
Okay.
Focus.
Focus and weak attack. I think, yeah.
A weak attack?
As opposed to, I'm not getting rid. Oh, my walk.
Walk. You're
There
not
it
going
is.
anywhere.
Yeah,
you
you're
need
right.
to punch
Yeah.
him now.
You're right. Okay, done. So, that is 3, 4, 5.
It's 5. And you lower the heart by 1. It's
And
so dramatic.
more importantly, the turn keeps going.
Yes. Okay? Big first.
Well, I was laying in wait and
Yeah.
I sprung the trap and
Energy drink.
Right?
Crush. Again, product placement label out, obviously.
yeah, we furiously strike.
Well, hold on. This
What?
has the same turn end icon. Do you want to play risky if you have other attacks that maybe wouldn't end the turn?
Nah.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
saying,
okay.
Throw the weak attack in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Okay, so here came in.
This is
he
very
swung.
less likely to end the turn.
That's fair.
Unless you
That's
blow,
fair.
unless you
That's
blow
fair.
it.
There we go.
No, sir.
All right. So, damage 1, I take 1.
And damage 2 and damage 3.
Good call. Here we go. And finally,
Do you have any healing? No, you don't have your short rest.
I do.
Consider it. I mean, go for the punch. Because remember, we're going to flip that at some point.
Okay, we will try a short rest.
He could survive this. Oh, it was risky. Oh, no. You know what? You let it go. You heal 1, you raise the heart, lose a time, and it's the end of the turn. I mean...
No, because I just need...
Chuck the guard.
Yeah,
well,
so...
keep the retaliate. If you get him down and this flips, the phase ends immediately. So, all right. Here's teaching, because I didn't explain at the front.
Okay, what?
When we get this, when you would remove this,
Yes.
we're going to flip it.
Right.
If it's 0, congratulations. It could be 1, 2, or 3.
Okay.
He's going to come back with this as his new final health token. Nothing on the back, same side. And however much health he has.
So, he'll always have a minimum 1? Or it could be 0?
Could be 0. Could be 1. Could be 2. I think they go up to 3.
Okay.
And when you kill him, when you get him down, and the dramatic first kind of, is it the real finale?
Yeah.
If it's not, and he comes back, your phase ends, and you just keep going. You don't get to keep wailing on him. Once you get rid of this one, if he comes back, your turn's
got
over.
you.
I'm double checking that for 100% certain, but
Because if so, I'm going to get rid of my guards. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Spagan says, Hans is a bit of a glass cannon. Yeah, the thing is, he's about to hit us for 10.
Oh, I missed that.
So, okay. If the final health token is blank, whenever either of them damage... No,
Shouldn't have played the short rest.
the current phase, which we're in the action phase, the current phase ends immediately and play continues to the next phase. If their health is completely depleted a second time, their final white health token is removed. There's no coming back and they die. The reason why I suggest you keep the retaliate is when he comes at you, you can retaliate and kill him if he has health left.
Okay, we are going to just do the bottom.
Yeah.
Because I can't lose the guards. Because losing 10. Yeah. So I have to be able to obliterate. Anyway, so here we go. I gain 1 health back.
Horror goes up 1.
Time goes down 1. End of my turn. End of playing
action
cards.
phase.
Right. So now I can purchase cards.
Close calls. You need them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is 2. And then I have a 3.
I mean, I don't know if we're going to get to the next time you play cards. So
that's 9 cards. And these all go away.
yeah, and this pings back up.
Well, we will.
All right.
Okay. So
targets. There's only one target. It's you. He would move. No need to. He's going to attack. And because of the Dark Obsession, Dark Power, he hits you once, and then he hits you again.
So are they separate actions?
Yes. He will attack an additional time. They're 2 separate attacks.
All right. And when he attacks, he does 5.
So first attack comes to you.
Okay. And I will play...
Retaliate.
I don't think I will.
Okay. The reason why, if you get that off big, you will deal 3 damage to him.
4.
Regardless. And the phase will end immediately.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Okay, we will kind of. Right. Yeah.
With the knife.
All right. So we really need 2 successes. We have 2 close calls. Are you allowed to play them back to back if need be?
Yeah, you can hammer close calls.
Okay. All right. Cool. Right. Yep. There you go. Who is that?
Dragon God 8, yes. If you bring him down, same thing I said earlier about the action phase, if you kill him in his phase, it ends your turn. If you kill him in the killer phase, it ends his turn. And then it comes back around to you, and hopefully you have an attack in hand. Oh, setting up a dramatic camera angle. Woo. 2 dice. You got a couple close calls. You got cards to discard for sure. This could be it. Either that or you're probably dead. Okay. Close call. Spend 2 time. Yep.
Down to 4.
Okay. So this says you would reduce damage by 2, which you could then reduce it basically fully and deal 2 damage back.
Nope.
Okay. You gonna re-roll them both or just the
blank? Both. 2 more
really?
time.
You don't want to just re-roll the 1 blank and then dish off for this one.
Okay, that's a fair point. All right, never mind. I will not lose any time. See, this is why Kyle's here.
I'm not very good at this game, but at least I know the rules.
All right, so discard 4 cards.
Do it.
100%.
Keep the Furious Strike. You kill him on your turn. Come on.
Focus, walk, improvise, guard. Those 4 get played.
This could be over right now. We don't know what he's got on the back of his final health.
Ignore all from attack.
So, converted. So he's big swing. 5 damage. First attack coming into you. You avoid all that damage. Shield up.
Good. Right, exactly.
1, 2, 3.
So 1, 2, 3.
I'm not sure if you get this. I think it might only modify attacks. Doesn't matter. 3's enough.
Okay.
1. Oh, let's get over there. This could be it. Send good vibes, everyone. It's 1. It's 2. Dead.
Boom! Woo! Lori's a badass.
Nice job. Oh, and it finished just at makeout point, which for me, the cinematography comes around full circle. Whew. Oh, man. Nice job. Nice job.
Thought you said this game was hard. Just kidding.
It is.
No, it
And
is.
you did a good job.
No, I would have made
man.
some really bad decisions had you not been here. But yeah, this is cool.
Oh,
Like, I mean,
gosh.
look, any kind of solo game like this where it has a crescendo like this, as opposed to, okay, 12th round, score your points.
And yeah,
right?
we're at the end of the game. I need to score for my fish and my tomatoes and my buildings,
Right,
Which
yeah.
have a certain appeal.
Oh,
but, like,
100%, right? But for a solo game, you want it to be a storytelling.
it should get you excited.
Yeah.
Which games that are optimization and points can get you excited, but if you like a story, come on, man. Oh, God.
Yeah, that was pretty badass. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. It's not hard. You just got to run through the steps. Make sure you don't run through, power through them, past them.
Yep, forgetting panic is pretty common. I do it sometimes. I realize that somebody died, he's with a bunch of victims. You have to panic them, because otherwise you're just going to keep...
I'm sure there is a very detailed player aid on BGG as far... Well,
There's
I
also
know there's that.
This is about as detailed, really, as you need.
Yeah, but just take your time going through
Yeah.
it and move it along. And yeah.
And or little things like cards you play in turn 1, you cannot repurchase in turn 1. You can repurchase them in turn 2 to then play in turn 3. Right? Also, you can never, sometimes you'll end up, it's 2 cards in hand. It's my turn kind of sucks. You always, A, have to make the best of it, and B, plan better, play better. The prior turn, you should have thought ahead and said, do I really need to do this thing, or could I do it next turn, or should I pitch this for time to buy another card? It's things you forget about.
Yeah.
But
This was incredibly thematic. And honestly, just a hoot. It was fun.
yeah.
We got to play Friday the 13th.
yeah. Also, John says, what's the final scene look like now? I mean, to me, as the director of this movie, makeout point over the shoulder, that's where you started in Heartbreak, and now you're fighting for your life. You left your bow here, right?
Yeah.
You get the bow, whack, over the cliff, backlit by the burning docks, down into the lake. That's just it.
Fade to black.
Fade to black. You walk away from makeout point. You don't need that anymore.
And
You're a
then,
hero.
because there's always a sequel, you see bubbles.
Oh, pull out the big box. We can talk
Okay,
about
all
that.
right,
Speaking
all
of
right.
sequels,
Okay.
also, Carl asked if I played Hostage Negotiator. I have. I also have all of Hostage Negotiator, which is the same system, but themed around being a hostage negotiator for a police department. Which, it's also really interesting. I think mechanically this game is better. This is the second version, really. But I also like Hostage Negotiator. They're currently being used. Here, let me get...
Oh, right.
Not that one. That one. So this is the big box storage that I have for the season 1. I think you can also find this for series 2. It's a box set of VHS tapes and a little special features thing at the end, right? It keeps all of the Killers and Locations from series 1. This is the core box. This has the minis and the little Terror from Above Birds vignette. The VHS player is where you roll up and keep the mats. This comes out. It's another box. All you actually need to play the game, for anyone's looking at this and going, oh God, what is this huge box? All you need is these 2 things to play. You only need 2 boxes. This comes with the action cards and the dice and the rules and the tokens. This comes with the killer and the location. They're all magnetized as well.
Yeah, I know. There we go. Just because we only have half the box in there. So this is not just base game, but you need this, and then these are the bad guy. Or
At
these
minimum
5.
to play, you need this specific box and any one of these, or the 5 from Series 2, or the 5 from Series 3 that are coming.
There you go.
Which I think the base box, I think, is probably like 20 to 30, and each of these is maybe 20. I bought it all together. Again, I had the opportunity to get it all at once, and I wanted to try it. I knew I was going to like it, so I have this. I also have all of Hostage Negotiator, which is also good. It's interesting.
Right. So the question I have for y'all is, do y'all want us to do this on occasion? Continue fighting the other bad guys?
Yeah.
So,
Since which feature do I prefer?
yeah.
In the base series, if we're talking about a single box, if you had to get the base box and 1, Hans is a pretty good place to start because he's straightforward. He'll teach you the rules. But if you feel like I want a little more, like I wanted a little
Je ne sais
snappier,
quoi. Yeah.
I like the Carnage at the Carnival.
Okay. Or Carnival of Blood.
Whatever it is.
Sure.
The killer is Geppetto the Puppet Master. He has less health than Hans. He does less things, but he has little puppets, little minions that run around the board
Okay.
and get in your way. And the Carnival of Blood's really interesting. I love the events. Traps and random dangerous terrain can pop up. It also has one of my favorite random event items in the game, which is the golf cart, which you can just drive around the outside of the map, and if there happens to be an enemy in the way, beep, beep.
Very Fortnite-esque. Okay.
I almost had us play there because I like the area so much. Poltergeist is different. You don't actually fight the poltergeist. It's a ghost. You can't actually hurt it. You're trying to find... There's a little girl in the manor. She's an item card. You need to find her and get her out because the ghost is haunting her, and she's in danger, not you. It's interesting. Right. Slaughter of the Groves is hard. It's like a tribal burial site or tribal holy site, and Inkanyamba is the manifestation of the gods defending the site against the tourists, which I love the theming, but it's hard. The map has an ability to ramp up whichever killer's in the game, and Inkanyamba is fast and hits hard. Very difficult. Frightmare Maple Lane is Dreams. It's Jason...
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, it's Nightmare on Elm Street.
It has an interesting kind of two modes where you're either awake, in which case you cannot fight him, or you fall asleep and you're battling him in the dream world.
Right.
And he also hunts you in the dream world. There's this little like card sliding game where you need to try to guess where he's not going to be to make it out of the dream. Otherwise, he's going to hit you. I like this map, Maple Lane. It's the houses. I also like the manor because it's the cross section of a tall house and you play up and down. So for me, if you're going to buy the core box and one, probably either the one we played today, Hans and Camp Happy Trails, or I'd say Carnage of the Carnival. The rules aren't too complex. I think it's a lot of great flavor, but I own all of these. I also own 4 from Series 2. I have the one that's the Thing, the Arctic outpost with the horrible, creepy alien. I have the Big Bad Wolf and the Storybook Woods, which I love. It's honestly, it's not a great killer. The Big Bad Wolf's kind of weird, but I just like the theme. It's cute. I have the Intruders, which is like Knock at the Door, Cabin in the Woods. There's 3 separate killers that all do different things and run around the board. It's also, that map is awesome because you can craft. If you find the knife and you get wood, you can make a spear. Like, really good. And then I have... What's the last one I have? I don't remember the last one. I have the Evomorph aliens. You plant a spaceship, and it starts as an egg, and then it becomes a juvenile, and then it becomes an adult. And the sooner you get to it, the better, but like it's more dangerous. You have to find it. It's interesting. There's also a Christmas one, which I really want to get.
All right. Well, cool. So it sounds like people want us to do this on occasion. So, I mean,
happy to.
Easy enough to run. So I would enjoy it. I don't own it. Like I said, I've never. But it's here. So appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks for doing this today, man.
Yeah.
I mean, fun.
I suggested this to you after some other stream we did, and you were like, yeah, it sounds great, and I'm happy we did it because I think it's just fun. Halloween was last night. We're sending out the spooky season.
Yeah.
Right? You know, if we do this again, maybe by the time we do it in winter, I'll have the Christmas one. We can do Mrs. Claus versus Krampus at the North Pole, which is super funny. Or we could just bring Hans back and do Mrs. Claus at the North Pole against Hans.
That's funny. All right. That's awesome. All right. Well, that's a wrap. You're done for the week. You have your match tomorrow.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I mean that genuinely. They might not.
Yes, I'm hopeful we win, but I am the person standing in the way of more arcs and more oath because I'm not available really a lot, especially when we need a big time commitment. But when my season's over, that'll be coming back over winter.
And we are busting out Other Side of the Hill off camera tonight. Mm-hmm. So sounds like you're probably going to see that. Maybe not next week, but in a couple of weeks. So looking forward to that. Please subscribe. Really does help the channel.
Hans
really does.
Wants your thumbs. He's coming for them. If you give them up willingly, he'll leave you alone. So leave your thumbs on the stream. Yeah.
Patreon.com or that way. Patreon.com/HCHQ really does literally helps keep the lights on. Literally and keep the air on because it's pretty warm in here today. It is. So all right. Thanks for doing this today. Thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate it.
Good job.
Good job. That was I mean it was your screenwriting.
Oh, listen.
Clearly. Y'all have a good one. Take care.
See y'all.
We'll see y'all soon. Bye y'all.